Hey guys, Damien here. Alright, so today's video is going to basically be a preview of what's going to happen in page 2 of my notes, what's going to be my discovery in the future. I'm going to go ahead and explain it to you now because time is of the essence. I don't want to sit on this anymore. But anybody who's been watching my videos, you know I've, I've been learning a lot about the JDL. And one thing that you guys need to understand is that these guys with the same tiny hats, the same religion, even if they don't agree with them on some things, they don't throw them under the bus. And this has been going on for centuries. These people have been trying to take over, and they have been trying to preference their own kind by giving them better education and trying to enslave everyone else. And long story short, it's not going to be too short. This is going to be a long video because it's very important. But guys, when I'm learning about the Jewish Defense League, people don't know about them, and it's downplayed. The media doesn't cover them. It's the same media. The mainstream media is the same religion as them, so they're not going to tell on their own people. I showed people on my social media this. If you Google who is considered the worst out of the worst domestic terrorist group out of the 70s, the JDL, the KKK, or the Black Panthers, it will say the KKK. If you say who is worse, the JDL or the Black Panthers, it will say the Black Panthers. If you ask what the parameters are, Google will say, oh, well, KKK was worse because of more arson. It lists like 3 things: arson, acts of intimidation, violence. When you Google all 3 of those things individually, how much was arson? How much responsibility was the KKK responsible for an arson in the 1970s? Do the same thing for the JDL. JDL's numbers will be more. Same thing for intimidation. Same thing for acts of violence. Same thing for deaths. Same thing for bombs. Okay, statistically speaking, JDL outnumbers KKK and Black Panthers in the 70s and the 80s big time, way more. It's not even, there's not even gray area. It's not like, if you go by numbers, JDL was considered way worse. Google says that, oh well, historically KK was the more historical threat. So if you Google taking history out of the equation, who is considered the bigger threat, it will still say it will still say KKK. And if you basically, guys, okay, I'm getting off track here. So as I'm Googling so much stuff about the JDL, I'm talking about for weeks, hours a day, for weeks on end, learning about stuff that's been hidden from us. I'm looking at an article, and I think, wait a second, this article is from 2017. This person is wearing a Jewish Defense League t-shirt, merchandise. This is not that long ago. You mean you could buy something like that? No. And guys, let me tell you, first, before I looked it up, I was like, is this a normal thing now? So in my search history, why don't you do the same? If you don't believe me, join the same list I'm on. Google KKK merch and click on images. You're not going to see KKK merch. You'll see some anti-KKK merch, as you would expect. That's what I expected. Google Brother Aryan merch. You won't find nothing. Google skinhead merch. You'll see some things about some Indian type of skinheads, but not like the racist group skinheads. Google Black Panthers. You'll get some merchandise for the movie Black Panthers, but not for the, But Google JDL merch. Try it. Google JDL merch. You will see t-shirts, sweatshirts, beanies, phone covers, keychains, even baby onesies. You don't believe me? Look at what I have been sitting on right here. You see that? That's the Jewish Defense League motto right there. And you see this? This is a Jewish Defense League t-shirt. And I want to share with you guys something. It was right in front of your noses the whole time. If you go back and watch some of my old videos, I was wearing the shirts. I was wearing the sweatshirt and these t-shirts, talking about them, and nobody called me out ever. Nobody, except for one person. Do you know who the one person was who called me out about wearing this stuff? Well, before I let you know, I want to tell you something. I had made a video where in my quest, in page 1 of my notes, I had Googled, is the JDL still active? This was several months ago. When I make these videos, these videos that I make on the topics are well after I've already learned about these topics. So when I'm revisiting these topics from months ago, I Googled again, is the JDL still active? See if I get any different search results. And I got, basically like, oh, they're basically not as active as they once were. They're dissipating, blah, blah, blah. They downplay it. Well, you know what I found out? Days after I made that video, I would have included this in that video had I known about it back then, but I didn't know about this. When I made the video, is the JDL still active? I didn't know that just a mere 3 weeks before I made that video, that a Junior Defense League member in New York tried to kill an American who was an activist for Palestine. He tried to kill her with 8 cocktail Molotovs. He was a member of the Jewish Defense League. Now I'm asking you, when I Google, is the JDL still active, and that's not the first thing that comes up, you mean to tell me you don't think that this country's been taken over? You mean to tell me you cannot order any other type of KKK merchandise? You can't order Black Panther merchandise or skinhead merchandise? But look, you can order freaking JDL merchandise right here. Damien, what the are you doing with JDL merch? What am I thinking? I have plenty of ideas, okay? Some of my ideas I'm going to share in another video, but they go like this. Some of them are G-rated, which is basically like educating yourself and sharing the knowledge, because that's anybody can do that. That's G. There's PG rated stuff. There's PG-13. There's rated R, and there's NC-17. And I have plans for all of those things you could do. And this paraphernalia, one thing that I've learned is that they don't like for this stuff to be known. They like to keep this on the hush hush. So maybe this is a great conversational piece right here. I could do it for that. If I'm ever doing something I shouldn't be, that makes me look bad, the media is not going to show it because, I'm wearing that. It's like a shield. He might be one of us. Let's not get him in trouble. He might be one of us. So, yes, guys, I'm telling you, our government has 100% been taken over, and it has been a plan for decades. And if you can't see it, you need to open your eyes and start doing more research. Watch my videos. Have conversations with me, have conversations with other people. This is not a theory, it's proven. And there's so much more. I can only speak so much in these videos. But the first thing I wanted to do, how much time do I have? Okay, I have about a minute left. The first thing I wanted to do when I see you could do this is I said, screw that. I wanted to get something that says Americans United. And so I searched Americans United. And you know what? Americans United merch? Nothing. Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. You cannot find anything that says Americans United. So I said, you know what? If this is how you guys want to do it, you guys want to prove that you guys are against Americans United? That's how bad you guys are about Americans United, because they want us to be divided, guys. They want us to be divided. But you know what? I'm not going to let it happen. Not on my watch. If I have to freaking find a local T-shirt making company to freaking get in business with me and say I need to make some Americans United T-shirts, well, damn it, that's what I'm going to do. So here it is, Americans United. Do you want to do nothing and know that these people exist? Know that you can get this type of terrorist freaking bullcrap? Is that what you want to happen? Or do you want to support this? Americans United. Too much division, okay? Americans United. Happy 4th of July. Holler at me if you want to get your t-shirt custom made. Don't let the enemy win. They are in our backyard, and they are not shy about it. Don't believe me? Google it yourself. See about getting KKK merch or JDL merch. See which one's easier to get. God help us.